Okay, Violas, I hope you practiced your Brandenburg. We're going to check a couple spots and then we're going to expand and work farther. So I'm hoping that you remember the C sharp on the G string, that extension. Just play it twice and check with me. Hopefully yours sounds like mine. We're going to just jump right in and play that first line. Remember the detached bows? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do that again. Really work to reach that C sharp. Pivot your elbow towards your belly button if it'll help you reach that farther. 3, 4. Now, Violas, we're going to look at the third line. We've got some repeated sets of notes, and then in the second measure, it just climbs up and does a little turnaround at the top. So here we go at measure 9. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Sharp, regular, pinky. One more time on that one. So remember, we have to go from the C sharp on the G string to regular third fingers on the D and A string. 3 and 4 and. Now we're going to start at the beginning and play all the way up to 17, that area we worked last time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Violas, now we're going to explore starting in measure 18. And I want you to take your pencil and I want you to actually cross off that word detached right there. For me, this area is not meant to be detached. It's actually meant to be played smooth. When the notes have an accent, you're going to play that accent and then slow down the bow but sustain the sound. I'll demonstrate. So accent, and then that bow slows down and plays. So I'm going to just demonstrate 2 measures here so you can hear the notes with the accent and then without. 3, 4, 1. Again, I'll do that. 3, 4, 1. So both kind of notes are long and sustained, but the accent has that bite at the beginning of the note. Now I want you to find that line that starts below the line that has a 17 in it. So if you're counting from 17, it's the 4th measure. And notice that you have a staccato dot only on the 4th count. And I feel that is there to help you get positioned better to play this measure with great confidence. I'll demonstrate the first measure prior. Short. Just so you can get low in the bow. Let's try that together now. 1, 2, 3, smooth here. Short. One more time. 3, 4. Short. like you to do is take that pencil again and mark that eighth note measure as a forte. And if you're a shy person, you might need to think of it as a double forte. Let's play that C sharp on the G string twice. Now put your pinky down right next to it. Don't pick that third finger up. And hopefully your pinky finger is right on that tape. If your C sharp is dividing that in two, that pinky lands usually right on the tape. Look through this next couple sets of lines and you'll see that there's lots of D, C sharp, D, C sharp. And there's 4s written on the top of all of them. You really should be doing these 4s whenever it's marked. So viola players, find measure 27 in the circle. It might be disguised a little bit because of all the writing on the page. It says touch right above it, and back up to the beginning of that line. So there's a rest and then an up bow on the G. We're going to start right here. 3, 4, rest. 2, 3, extension. Extension, here's the pinky. Up, up. And right where I stopped is another C sharp, and I forgot to mark it for you. So I hope you have your pencil handy. Mark that sharp on that C. Let's do that again. Find 27, back your eyes up to the beginning of that line. It's a regular G, starts up bow, 3, 4, rest. Extension. Up, up, C sharp here. Now the next note is a G sharp. So now you're going to start to see some G sharps appear as well. We have two kinds of G sharps coming up. One of them is a G sharp that turns our third finger into an extension. And the other one is a G sharp that becomes what is called a back extension, where we have to pull our first finger back behind the tape because we have to make our G string higher. So you can find the first G sharp at the beginning of the second line from the bottom of the page, the second note, and then at the end of that line, you can see where I wrote low and then normal. I've got that G sharp, that's the first finger circled. That's the one that pulls first finger back. So we're going to try this area. It's the bottom 2 lines of the page, but we're just going to play that second line up from the bottom. So set your first finger, check your stretch, make sure you're going to reach there, and then nose pinky is going to be the next note. 3, 4. Sharp, pinky. Sharp, pinky. Pull back, normal. Sharp. Let's do that again. So this line in particular has a lot of craziness going on. 3, 4. Sharp. Sharp. Pull back. You know what? Take that pencil. I know you've got it handy because we've used it like 4 times. And star the beginning of that line because that's a line that's going to need a lot of practice. Now violas, I want you to look at the rhythm and measure 37. There's 2 dotted quarter notes and they're hooked bows. So it's 1 and 2 hook, 3 and 4 hook. Do that with me in the air with your bow. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 down again, 1 and up again and. Now let's try that on the G string. No fingers necessary, just that rhythm and the bow directions. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 hook and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, hook and 4, hook. Now do an extension and find measure 36, because here we are, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, hook and 4. One more time. So I'm going quite slow. Extend third finger, but I have my other fingers set and ready. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, hook and 4, hook. Okay, violas, this is a lot to digest because you have a lot of extensions, a lot of rhythms to think about, and string crossings and craziness. But we are going to play from 18 all the way down to 37. And then that's the area, in addition to the beginning of the page, that you should just be practicing like a crazy person. So set up your C sharp, set up your pinky right next to it, and here we are at 18. Starting on the up bow, 3, 4, rest. Short. 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3. Up, sharp. Extension. One more time. Set up the C sharp, pinky, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1.